Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cash Flow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Steve Butala for Land Academy. Welcome to our Cash Flow from Land show. In this episode, Jill and I talk about letting some other guy finish last. Get to the deal first, and you'll always make money. Or you just simply walk away. It's that simple. Jill, great topic today. Before we start, let's take a question from a caller.
Okay. Martin from Cleveland called in and asked, it says, this is a question for those investors who no longer go to a regular job every day and instead invest for a living. Did you find it frustrating that the job held you back, in a sense, because of the time it took away from networking and marketing, etc.? Good question. Very good question. What are your...
I'm not sure. So I think his question is, did you find it frustrating that while you had your job, you're kind of like behind, you feel like you're kind of behind? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I never felt like that. I don't know. I always feel like we could be doing more from a social media standpoint. I'm never satisfied. I mean, never. And I don't think there's a circumstance out there where I would say, you know what, we're reaching the right amount of people. We're sending the right message, and it costs. Our costs are in line with what I don't ever see that happening.
Right.
And it's not because I just think it's set up that way.
Right.
You're always going to try to find a better way to reach more people and deliver the message, or our message. So that's funny because I don't feel that way about everything.
I kind of did. I got to say, there were times that I think I was frustrated. I knew where this was going. You know what it was? I knew where this was going, and at that time, I wasn't ready to make that transition yet, and I see it in our people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
totally.
I get it. I'm sure that we have members right now who are working with us in our group, and they are dying to leave their day job, but it's not the right timing yet. And they probably are frustrated because, shucks, 3 calls came in, but gosh, I was at my office because I've got to do this, and now I got to find the time. I got to come on my lunch, or when I get home, whatever, or marketing stuff. But you know what I think, though, too? It might be frustrating, but it's a good frustration. It's a good thing that's pushing you in that right direction. You see it coming. You know it's coming.
Yep.
This is fuel to go, all right, I'm really going to focus on this because it works, and I'm going to leave this at some point.
This is actually a really, it's a multi-layered question. I'm going to try to be brief, but if you're not reaching the right people from a sales, reaching the right people to buy property, I mean, we cover that. You can do that very, very, very quickly. It's easy. You send mailers out. We've talked about it a million times. And it takes the same amount of energy to send 50 offers as it does 50,000 offers, literally. It literally takes about the same amount of energy. So there's no real issue with, I don't think with on the buy side. On the sell side, it's frustrating because, all right, great. So I have 15 properties that I just purchased, and I'm communicating. I think what he's saying is my whole group is 500 strong, and that's it. One of the reasons that you get involved in Land Academy is you get all of us as potential buyers, and then you get all the people that we know as potential buyers. So it's not hard to find. If I was in a situation where I was frustrated about social media and how many people are getting my message, I would go to a lot of the wholesale places where you can find, like Land Watch, and it's really easy. Just find people that have property listed or own property that's like yours, and you'll reach them quickly too. They'll seek you out, actually.
Right. Another thing about this, if you're frustrated because of the time and everything, maybe you don't have a good system.
Yeah, Joe, exactly.
And that's something you can do. You may have to spend a weekend figuring out your system and getting some stuff in place so you have a system.
We have a system. It's actually pretty good. It's half half of it I put together, and I guess probably the other half Jill put together. But we reach. I make it mandatory that we have to be able to track it, that we reach a lot more people than we did yesterday, and over and over and over again. So even if it's several hundred people, in our case, it's a little bit more than that. But if it's a few hundred people more than over yesterday, 7 days a week, and we're tracking it on all different social media areas, plus land, people that are expressing interest all over the internet that they want to buy land, then it happens a lot faster than you think. You got to get time on your side, kind of thing, instead of fighting time. So that's what I hear, and that's what I meant by multi-layered.
Thank you.
This question is more complicated. It's a multi-layered question. Get time on your side, the way that you do with the mailers. So you have your own time to spend on the smart stuff, and get all these tools working for you so that your social media numbers are going up.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
All right, so let some other guy be last. I
came up with this.
That's really good. Get there first, let somebody else be last. I love it. Okay, so share with us, please. What are your
We've
comments?
all heard this. Nice guys finish last. Which I don't entirely agree with 100%. Depends on. In a marriage, nice guys finish first.
Yeah.
But in business, maybe not so much.
Love to know what you mean by that.
Well, not marriage, but in relationships,
Keep going.
you got.
Come on, you threw me.
There's a time.
Come on, I want to know.
There's a time to be a nice guy. This isn't gender specific, by the way.
Okay.
There's a time to be a nice guy, and in your interpersonal relationship, whoever that's with, that's the time to do that.
Right.
That's the time to bite the inside of your cheek more often than not about whatever's going on. And being a nice guy, being a bigger person,
Taking one for the team.
When it comes to finding undervalued real estate, you better not be last. You better be first.
Oh, yeah.
And you better crawl over maybe some of the dead
right
to get there. And I'm not joking about that.
It's like, don't be that person that
not literally dead. Jeez.
lets everyone who wants to make a left turn in front of you because you think it's going to come back. Yeah, don't do that. This is not a time to think karma. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, that's another good point. It's when it pays to be a nice guy? When you're driving in traffic.
That does pay.
I'm a big fan of, get in the right lane and laugh and wave, and everybody's all intense and
but
crazy.
Don't hold up traffic too much while you're letting everyone cut in front.
Don't drive like an old lady, but
thank you. Okay.
Don't embrace anybody's rage. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I say.
Thank you.
No, but as far as it goes, let some other guy be last on this whole real estate investment thing. I mean, these deals are all going to get done. They might get done 20 years from now, 10 years from now, or 10 minutes from now. Get there first. If you listen to this podcast, I'm writing this book called Get There First, and it's about getting to the seller first and most effectively, and finding out what they want and executing it for them. And if they don't want to sell their property at a price that you think is undervalued for the market, then move on to the next deal.
I agree.
There's no emotion about it.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you just said, don't get hung up on one area or something like that too. I love when people get creative and they start looking. You know how many counties there are in this country, by the way? There's a lot.
There's 3,400.
Right? Some people are really
Plus or minus.
They're afraid to get out of their comfort zone a little bit. I'm like, why? You know how to do this. You know how to do you know what to look for. You know what all the signs for a great county to reach out to, and a great list of sellers. So research some new counties and get out there, and you might find some great deals. And you and I have talked about this before. We've had members that have brought up counties and are killing it. I'm like, I'd never even heard of that county. I mean, fantastic, because there are hundreds.
We have several customers. We haven't done this lately. Several wholesale land buyers that we've been selling property to for years that have literally said, I would like XYZ acreage in whatever county for this price. And I'll buy as much as you can because that person, we know, whoever they are, they have buyers for that, and user buyers. And so we've tailored a mailer for them, not with their name on it, with our name on it. So we go secure the property. We never outlay $1. We just put the deal together, send it to that guy, and he closes it. And he's happy as heck. Why this guy doesn't send out a mailer, I'll never know.
Good point.
There's a few questions in this business. I sit here, I sound like I have all the answers. There's a few things that I will never, ever understand about this. Why? Why don't people with all these resources learn how to send these mailers out? And if they don't want to answer the phone, which I understand, get a couple people to help you out with it.
Right.
Or to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that just for whatever reason, they would rather us double our money or triple our money. We have a bunch of wholesale housing people like this too. Same thing. They're deathly afraid and not interested in sourcing property themselves. They just want to call us on their schedule and say, okay, these 2 projects are done. I'm ready for another one. What do you got?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
Exactly.
I've never understood that.
Exactly. So that's so funny. That ties into this. They want us to get there first. I'm like, okay, it's so funny. All right.
Here's another thing I don't understand. I'll never understand this, Jill. This is becoming a what the hell Steve doesn't understand. Show.com. Real estate agents, a lot of them are real good at getting there first. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm on vacation or my sister's here, she's a very, very, very successful real estate agent in northern Michigan. And so she's obviously never stops working. Her phone rings even when she's out in Arizona or even when we're on vacation, our families are on vacation. And so her phone rings and I can hear the messages there. Hi, Ann, I got your name from XYZ. You sold their house about 2 years ago, and I'd like to list my house. We've decided we're going to move to Utah. And so my sister will, she got there first. Mm-hmm. But what does she do? This is what she does. I hope my sister's listening to this. She sits down at their table and says, I really think I can get XYZ for your house.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to take about 3 months. Do you have enough time? And so they plan it all out that way, and they put together like a little plan.
Right.
And she does. She sells her house for, why wouldn't she just go say, you know what? How about I just buy your house?
Right.
How about I just buy your house? I'm telling you, real estate agents are pretty good, the good ones, at getting there first. This is in my book. So, but,
why wouldn't they do that?
And I'll tell you why. Well, this is what I
felt like a light bulb just went off over me. Like I'm a cartoon character and a light bulb just went off. That was
because we have a lot of real estate agents.
I think we've talked about it and I forgot.
We have a lot of agents who use our program. Actually, Jill and I are in the process of almost releasing that. We're just about done. We're ready to release a program for agents that how to get listings, like what I'm describing right now. But in the end, what I've learned over a lot of years is that real estate agents, good, successful ones, it's a whole different mindset. The fact that we all work on the same type of property or the same type of asset is really insignificant. Mm-hmm. They're interested in representing someone. They're not interested as investors are. It's just a whole different deal. Mm-hmm. So, and I have had some version of this conversation with my sister and other successful agents, and they look at me cross-eyed. They say, why would I ever want to buy this property? I think it's a risk aversion thing. You get used to...
But it's not a risk. You know what it's worth and what you can sell it for.
You just used to getting a paycheck. And they get paychecks. So they look at it like I work for this big company and I get a paycheck and I make great money. Why would I mess with that? You and I have had a conversation with some people like that recently at dinner about 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Why would anybody ever want to leave their job? That was exactly what they said. Like in stereo, they said it. What? I'm like, why? All I do is talk to people about they want to leave their job every day.
Right. Exactly.
I don't think they're particularly bad jobs.
No, you're right.
I really think it's just I want to be my own boss. I want to be in control of my life.
Right. I agree.
They're probably great jobs. Or some of them are anyway. So don't be the last guy. Be the first guy. Mm-hmm. And do the right thing when you get there. Mm-hmm. Don't list the property when you get there. Buy it.
Exactly. Don't let the deal get away.
How many times if
it's a really good one? Let's
say that over the course of a week, you're an agent and you meet with 10 potential sellers. How many? If you're an agent listening to this, I would love for you to email us back the answer. So over the course of a week, you meet with 10 sellers and you got there first. For whatever reason, they're personal referrals or whatever your system is, it works. And you're there and you sit down at their table after they're done with work and you give them two choices. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you're clearly motivated to sell your house and I see how much the mortgage is for. What do you say? I just buy the house outright, right? My group right now just pays cash. We can close on Wednesday and we can be done with the whole thing. That's option A. Either one is fine with me, by the way. And option B is I'm going to list your house, and you'll probably make about X, Y, Z out of it. But it's going to take about 6 months.
Right.
What percentage are they going to choose the first or the last?
Isn't that interesting?
What do you
We
think,
should
Joe?
do that. I think it's going to be more than 50% would take it. I'm trying
Take
to think
A?
how.
Me
take
too.
A. Yeah.
In fact, if I had to bet, and everything was equal, like there wasn't a bad economy or anything, it's just all normal control group stuff, I bet it's closer to 75%. I know which one I'd take.
Me too. Why
I would
mess
take,
around?
I would take A.
Why mess around with a what
A
if?
bird in the hand.
What if?
Yep.
I'm just going to do this right now.
And it's a cash deal, so they have the financing and all kinds of stuff that goes on with lenders.
Wow, I don't have to get my
it sells
house.
itself.
I don't have to stage my house. I don't have to
All of that.
I don't have to make it look great. I don't have to walk around like open house could happen anytime. You take a lot of stuff out of
And
it.
let's say the change is, $30,000. Here's the thing. People choose to sell their property. There's triggers that choose people to sell their property, whether it's vacant land or houses or whatever. And most of them are not pleasant. Most of them aren't, unless you're retiring or whatever. I mean, most of them are involved with a parent passing away and deeding property over to the kids, and the kids have to deal with it, and they just want to be done with it. Or sometimes, another trigger is they just start tired of paying the tax bills. Another trigger might be a job change, especially for houses.
Right.
So all those things are, hurry up, let's go, let's do this. And they're not like, oh my gosh, this is great, I made a bunch of money. People who make money in real estate are investors. And agents, some agents do really well, but I've never met an agent. Someone's gonna call me on this. I've never met an agent, a really good agent. I'm not talking about a broker. I'm talking about an agent who's made more than $200,000 a year in residential, not in commercial.
Got it.
They're out there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But as an investor, you can make $200,000 a month.
Right. I know. Let me think about it now.
In fact, I'm doing some numbers in my head, and I don't think we're that far from that. In fact, I'm sure we're on the north side of that. But I know we are.
Exactly. It's interesting.
So I don't think I work half as hard as most good agents. They're running around till midnight every night.
Oh my gosh. On holidays.
Let some other guy be last. That's what I say.
Exactly. I love it.
Join us in another episode where Jill and I discuss your all-important success in property investment and in life. I don't think it came out the right way, but I have a lot of respect for real estate agents.
Me too.
I think they work really hard.
It's a tough job.
But I've never really seen one that does both. I invest some stuff over here, and then my real job's a real estate agent.
Two different hats.
Yeah.
And I think it's sometimes hard for them to transition from one to the other. It may take a little time to get it. So I think what's interesting, because realtors, they have a whole different mindset. They walk into a home, a property, whatever it is, looking for things that we don't care about, if that makes sense. You know?
Like curtains and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And the
I think
paint,
you're right.
when they walk into a home, what's funny? This is a good little test we could do. If you and I and a realtor all three, walked into a home together, and we all talked about what we thought, about it, we would all have different perspectives. They would be thinking about, here's what we need to do to get it on the market that needs this, 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 and this. I'm going to have to find these comps. You and I are going to look around going, it looks horrible, and I'm glad. This is great because now I know we can offer this price and we're going to get it for cash tomorrow. Yeah. I don't care what's behind the walls. No. We'll figure that out. Yeah. Kind of thing. I don't,
You know what? I was just sitting here thinking that when real estate agents, I use my sister as an example. When she gets done with the deal, she feels satisfied, and it's not even about the money for her. She feels satisfied that she got the person in or out of the property that got them on their way. And she's that kind of person that then she's on their Christmas card, they're on their Christmas card list and the whole thing. She's very satisfied when a transaction's done. Forget about judging it or why or whatever. It just is what it is. And I feel really satisfied when we buy like a 40-acre property for $4,000 and sell it for 22.
I agree.
And you and I both know, Jill, the person who's buying it, maybe not at those numbers, but they're going to go kill it. They know what's going to happen. I feel satisfied that I won, they won, and the end user, in this case, the guy who's going to be last, he's the end user, so he's going to enjoy it that way. So maybe it's just a satisfaction thing. Maybe we're all trying to get satisfied. Maybe it's why I'm getting all philosophical here. Maybe that's why some people in their jobs, they might be great jobs and stuff, they're just not satisfied. Like they feel like a cog or something.
Maybe.
I never was satisfied in accounting or anything like that. Never got that satisfaction.
I agree.
I don't know.
Good. Thank you, Stephen. That was really good. I like you sharing all that. You got really deep with us today.
I know. Why? I don't know. It
I
doesn't
don't
matter
know.
why.
Do you feel satisfied now?
I guess. I have to go look at our numbers, but yeah, it's almost never disappointing now. Hasn't been for quite some time. It's been always very good ending.
Same.
Always.
Yep.
Let's go buy some property.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved or you need more information about our profitable, niche real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.